All right, friends, so today's exercise is a fun one. It's all about conscious consumption. And you're probably going to use this most frequently with food, but I invite you to use it anytime you're consuming something that isn't making you feel so great. So coffee, sugar, alcohol, pornography, the news, anything that you're consuming that is making you feel a little inside. Sometimes we do this because we get a little addicted to it. And then sometimes the worse it makes us feel, the more we think we have to have it. And the beautiful thing about meditation is that it's going to allow you to start to let go of a lot of your addictions, not by force, not by trying, but as a byproduct of you tapping into the source of your fulfillment. I would define an addiction as any time you're consuming something where you think it's going to make you happy on the other side. Anytime you're putting your happiness outside of you, that's an addiction. Because our happiness can only ever be found in one place, and that's inside of us. And it can only ever be found in one time, and that's right now. And so I invite you to use this technique before your next few meals. Next time you're going to get on social media or next time you're going to watch the news, just check in with yourself so that you're really conscious about how it's making you feel and getting honest with whether or not you're consuming it from a place of need or longing. So people who use this tool regularly report becoming less acidic, enjoying their food more, and sometimes even dropping weight. So as you know, when the body gets stressed, it floods with adrenaline and cortisol, which are actually acidic in nature. And if your body is acidic and then you're eating from that stressy, acidy place, you're actually consuming that into your digestion. So according to Ayurvedic medicine, the state of consciousness that you're in when you're eating is actually more important than the food itself. Think about that for a second. The state of consciousness that you're in when you're eating is even more important than the food itself. It makes sense if the first thing that happens to your body when you get stressed is that your digestion floods with acid, then eating from a place of, I'm starving, or I just have to shove this food down my throat and run back to work, then you're actually eating that stress and that fear. So it's really important that we take a moment to stop and give thanks. There's a reason why almost every civilization on the planet gives thanks before they eat. It's a way to energetically charge your food, it's a way to be grateful for it, and it's actually a way to change your state of being while you're consuming the food. So a couple of things you can do before you even start the exercise is next time you're preparing a meal, if you're about to sit down to eat, I invite you to put on a pot of hot water. And while it's boiling, you can try the 2x breath, which is simply inhaling for 2 and exhaling for 4. And then once that water boils, pour it into a mug about 2/3 full, 1/3 cold water, and then sip on that before you eat. Again, this is a very simple but incredibly powerful Ayurvedic cure, and doing this helps to cut the acid in your body. It helps to make you feel more full before you eat, and it's also easier for your body to absorb that hydration when it's warm. The other cool thing about drinking hot water before you eat is that it's going to bring the blood from your brain down into your gut, so you're able to eat more intuitively. So instead of being stressed, reviewing the past and rehearsing the future while you're eating, it actually acts as an analgesic. That heat brings the blood flow to your gut, so you can start to intuit what it is that you want to eat and ultimately digest your food more effectively. So before your next meal, put on some hot water, try the 2x breath a few times while it's brewing, and then have yourself a cup of hot water even before you eat. And then when you sit down to have your meal, I invite you to join me for basically a version of Come to Your Senses, but this time we're going to do it all around food. So for today's exercise, you'll actually want to do it next time it's mealtime, because it's really good for you to do it with actual food sitting in front of you. And this was inspired by a friend of mine. His name is Chade Meng Tan. He was one of the first employees at Google, and now he's a big mindfulness proponent. And he grew up very poor in Singapore, and he said that this one time his father's boss invited his whole family out to a very expensive meal. And he said that this one meal cost more than what his father made in a month. And he said he remembered savoring every single bite and just chewing it and tasting it and relishing every single moment of this meal like it was gold. And he said that now every time he eats, he likes to treat every meal like an expensive meal meditation. And so I just think this is such a simple and fun thing to do, that even if you've picked up a sandwich from the deli, if you savor it and enjoy it as if it's the most expensive meal you've ever eaten, then you're going to get more enjoyment out of that. You're going to chew your food more thoroughly, and it's going to be absorbed more elegantly into your body. So let's dive in. So for this conscious consumption exercise, I'm going to walk you through a version of come to your senses, but this time all around food. So it's ideal to do this with a meal in front of you. So before you even eat, I want you to just see it. See the food in front of you and actually take a moment to give thanks for it. I really think there's power in doing this. The act of gratitude is one of the fastest and simplest ways to get us out of stress and out of fear. So taking a moment to really truly give thanks for the fact that you have food to eat, because that is not the reality for everyone on the planet. Just taking a moment, taking in all the colors, imagining the journey that this food took to be on your table, all the people that were involved in bringing it to you, the farmer, the people who drove the truck, the people who run the grocery store, all the people who have energetically interacted with this food, and just acknowledging them and thanking them. If there's an animal product, thanking the animal for giving you some of its energy so that you can perform at the top of your game. Really good. And now, taking a big, delicious inhale, I want you to see your food. Really see all the different textures, all the different colors. Is there steam coming from it? Just see everything about it. Do you like the way it's arranged on the plate? Noticing all of it. Not judging it, just taking it all in. What's the most prevalent sight about your food? What's the deepest, richest color on your plate? Really good. And now taking a big, delicious inhale and really smelling your food. What's the most prevalent smell about this meal? Do you like the way the smells of the food are interacting with each other? And then can you notice the most faint smell? Maybe even get a little closer to it in a food that doesn't normally have a smell. See if you can smell that. Noticing the pronounced and the subtle. Really good. And now listening to your food. Sometimes if it's hot, it might be sizzling or crackling. Or if it's not hot, it might simply be silent, but that's okay. Just noticing the silence. And now for the fun part. I want you to actually take a bite. So just take a bite. It can be one item or all the items together. And I want you to just chew it. This is the not so secret to increasing your health. We really want to chew our food. Our stomach doesn't have teeth. So it's important that we chew our food to make it easier to digest. And as you're chewing it, I want you to feel it. I want you to really wake up the tactile sensation happening in your mouth. Can you feel the heat? Can you feel the actual texture of the food in your mouth? And obviously tasting it. How many tastes can you notice at once? Is it salty? Is it sweet? Can you taste the heat? Does it taste different than it smelled? Really good. And then as you swallow, taking a moment to notice the taste that lingers in the mouth, even while the food isn't there. That little space between bites that oftentimes we ignore because we're so busy shoveling the food in. And let's do that again. Let's take another bite. Maybe take a different part of the plate, a different part of your meal, and really wake up your taste sensation. And noticing both the tactile sensation and the taste sensation happening in your mouth. I'm not judging it as right or wrong, good or bad. I just want you to really wake up this part of your senses. Beautiful. And then as you swallow, feeling that food, noticing the tactile sensation as the food travels into your belly, and then the taste that's left in your mouth. Really good. And finally, just waking up your sense of touch. So maybe even holding your hands over your food and feeling the heat as it comes off of the food, or feeling it in your mouth or in your esophagus, or even the feeling of fullness or heat that might be happening in your belly. We really want our meals to be a 5 sensory experience. Oftentimes we're so busy, we're rushing around, or we're so engrossed in a conversation that we don't even look at our food, we don't smell it, we don't taste it, we don't savor it. And if we do that, then our brain sometimes forgets the fact that we even ate at all. And so all of our other senses don't feel like they got satiated. So even though our stomach is full, our senses are longing for attention. Our senses feel like they got deprived from the experience. And so they will make you seek out more food, and you'll eat more than you need to. But if you actually savor every single bite like it's the most delicious, most expensive meal you've ever eaten, then you're going to A, eat more slowly, and B, your whole body will feel satiated more quickly. So again, just taking a look at your plate and taking in all 5 senses at the same time. So we're grateful for it, and then we see all the colors, we smell the delicious smells, the cacophony of smells that's happening. We hear it if it's making any noises. We take a bite and we savor the delicious taste. And then we feel it as it travels down into our bellies and we start to become full. And we really listen for when the belly becomes full so that we're not eating past the point of fullness. So I invite you to do this exercise before your next few meals until it becomes like second nature, until you can sit down and just do it on your own. And you can also do this around alcohol or news or social media or anything that you consume that doesn't make you feel great, so you can get really present and decide what it is you want to put into your brain and into your body. All right, friends, happy consuming, and I'll see you tomorrow.